Good evening, folks, and welcome to a special edition of the world famous Fed Dead Redemption. This is a WrestleMania preview show. That logo goes right across your name, Jaychele. You know that's just bad. Let's not do that.
It's fine. I don't care. Leave it.
Ha! I've got it. Shoot's made many different versions of this. Thank you. Thank you, confirm Shoot. We are here to talk about WrestleMania, the most stupendous WrestleMania all, Bobby. That's what I'm hearing. Can you confirm that before we get started here?
That's correct, yes.
Okay, good news. Okay. We're going to preview the card predictions. Sometimes around here we're creative and dynamic. Today we're going to be really fucking boring. Just read the card, give our picks, give some thoughts. The usual, okay? The stuff you see on every other wrestling platform in the world. This is the week to do that, okay? Here's what it is. You get what you get. There may be some hot takes along the way. As always, I have a panel of experts here with me. Jaychele, I know you're a big WWE fan. You're very excited for WrestleMania. You excited to predict this show with us?
Well, it's my Fed Dead Redemption, whatever debut. I don't even really like WWE right now. But Bianca's on the show, so I'll talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
Oracle, don't. We're not there yet. Not yet.
Just so you look, I'm happy for you to lead that way. But let's hope that tomorrow, when Tony Storm debuts on Dynamite, she doesn't go, I guess this is my AEW Dynamite Rampage, whatever debut could be here. Excited. You get what you get. Now, I know I'm going to get some excitement and some enthusiasm from the famed Oracle of Wrestling. We're going to get some takes tonight, but how are you feeling first before we get into the more kind of heavy stuff as we get going here, pal?
I was feeling much better 24 hours ago. Then a particular segment occurred at about 10:15 p.m. last night that made me feel otherwise.
Don't talk about it yet.
And we'll go into that.
Yeah.
Hopefully I'm being worked. It's happened before.
Wow. Okay. I think we might start there, actually. But first, Bobby, this is your show. The king of Fed Dead Redemption, to be clear. Big week for you, pal. Big week.
Yeah, very big week. I'm excited for, I think, 4 matches, so that's good, right? Got that between the 2 nights, so
more than
we'll
me.
See.
How many matches are there, Bob?
14.
It's tough, man. It's tough. I know it's a little tough because I get like lengthy texts from Bob out of nowhere about the state of the promotion. I'm like, well, that to me is peak. You get what you get, I suppose. But nonetheless, we're going to break this thing down here step by step. We're going to start with night 1 because even we can't fuck that up. And we're going to start with the hot topic because it is listed first on the Wikipedia gimmick. And I know that a certain member of this panel is very, very caught up in this. And that is not even me referring to Jaychele, which is an extraordinary development. So I'm going to go straight to the man himself, the Oracle of Wrestling, who messaged. There was great fear and desperation in the messages you sent to me last night. Oracle, it's Becky Lynch, it's Bianca Belair, the Raw Women's title. Go for it, pal.
I've watched wrestling for 22 years. I've never been more afraid in my entire life as a fan. Eight months ago, at Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas, Nevada, amongst all of the drama of the Sasha Banks situation, that I'm not sure we have all the facts on yet, but ended up being a situation where Becky Lynch, who was supposed to return in October, time was pushed up by 2 months, and she returned that night in August and hit a rock bottom
manhandle slam.
A manhandle slam that would be considered embarrassing in Pee-wee football. And beat Knoxville native, city that I happen to live in, Bianca Belair in 26 seconds. They proceeded to have a feud that lasted 2 months further. And Bianca was unsuccessful in regaining the championship, at the time the SmackDown Women's Championship. And they did a whole thing, 8-month build, for Bianca to get back to the top, including this, a segment where she was told to get to the back of the line. Yes.
Are you serious?
Indeed.
Are you for real?
Listen, he has enough to worry about right now, Jaychele. Please,
Yeah.
please do not
me.
throw him off with that.
Trust me. Yes, I live here, and but
I think I pulled a muscle.
and it's very upsetting because all this work, all of this thespian level acting from Becky Lynch that we've had to deal with for months, all this probable politicking, this build that has actually been pretty good, I'll give it that. Bianca's finally gotten back to the top of the line, the front of the line. She's back as the number one contender. She's back in a big match at WrestleMania for the gold. This time the Raw Women's Championship against the person who outright stole the championship from her 8 months previously. This Saturday evening at AT&T Stadium, I'm afraid.
Where's my
I'm
fucking
afraid
phone?
for the people of Knoxville. I'm afraid for what we may have to endure. I'm afraid for my very bold prediction, which I will bring up later on in the evening.
Yes.
I don't necessarily think that will occur, but I have a very bold prediction, and I'm slightly afraid it will occur. I'll just note this: there are 8 segments scheduled for night 1 and only 7 scheduled for night 2. Read between the lines, figure out what I'm saying. The segment that occurred last evening between 10 and 10:15 p.m. involved hair cutting, not from the heel, from the babyface. It involved Bianca Belair getting the heat, cutting Becky Lynch's hair, and Becky Lynch having the last word in a post-match interview. This, I'm afraid, particularly for my friend Jaychele, is not a good sign for us this coming Saturday. I am still picking Bianca Belair out of bias. However, I have no confidence that she will win and be the victor.
You're
I'm
0?
deeply concerned. I have less than 50%. I'll be objective and honest. I have less than 50%. I wouldn't say I have like as low as like 20 or 30, but it's less than 50. Maybe I'm being a cynic. Maybe I'm being a crybaby. I don't know. But this is deeply, deeply concerning. And I'm frightened.
Jaychele?
Is it my turn?
Sure.
Okay. Like Oracle said, at 10:06 p.m., I posted, I will happily see Becky stand tall tonight if Bianca is winning. Hashtag WWE Raw with the Raw logo thing. It does at the end of the hashtag, right? Then at 10:08, 2 minutes later, p.m., I said, well, as long as I knew better than to cut Bianca's hair. Oracle then responded to my tweet and said, Bianca standing tall tonight has me worried for Saturday. I then responded to that. Yes, but if I think about it, I will cry, so I'm going to simply ignore it. So, what I've decided to do with this match is to ignore everything that happened on TV and then just go Bianca's winning, and if she doesn't, I think I'm going to have to fight somebody or something like that. Like, something violent is going to have to happen.
Okay. I've decided that I'm going to get mad now.
Fair.
And if she loses, I'll just be numb, kind of like when you're on morphine. And then, I mean, that's probably the worst possible thing you could feel as a wrestling fan is numb.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'd rather feel that than so I'd rather be mad now and then either happy or numb later. So
I'm going to be praying to Jesus.
Yeah.
For two
I
things.
might too.
One, if they cut a black woman's hair, I'm going to explode. I won't have words. I'm just going to evaporate into pieces. Secondly, if they have Bianca lose after she lost at SummerSlam, she main evented last year. Big year. Everybody, let it play out. Let it play out. We're going to let it play out all the way from SummerSlam, right? When she didn't win the Royal Rumble and she didn't beat Becky to get the belt back. We're going to let it play out all the way to WrestleMania. If she loses then, I'm going to bite somebody's head off.
Whole head.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know,
Probably
right, Bobby and I out.
Vince McMahon's or something. Or Bruce Pritchard, whatever.
Oh,
So
Brucey's definitely getting his ass kicked for this.
it's one of the most extraordinary segments we've ever produced around here. I can't believe what just happened. There was genuine sense of fear and concern. Bobby, I've known you for a long time. I have never seen that degree of emotion from you in any shape or form regarding professional wrestling. In fact, you've actively dunked on both myself, Oracle, and probably soon Jaychele for showing that level of emotion about professional wrestling. I ask you, are you worried too, or not so much?
I mean, after the segment last night, like, kind of, just because we know how it goes, where, whoever stands tall on the go-home show doesn't usually win the match, but I think Bianca's still going to win. What bothers me is that they're going to keep this going after WrestleMania, and they don't really need to, and that's kind of a bigger problem with a lot of these matches.
It's an interesting point. I want to quickly...
Vince McMahon. This is Vince McMahon.
I wondered if you were going to do some sort of elaborate metaphor then. That was it. Okay. Someone in the chat asked about Dark. To be clear, the Dark Grin Along will proceed, but it'll be 90 minutes late. We're going to watch it as a family on delay. Please avoid spoilers for matches that was taped in late December. Please. I don't want to know who wins the Eddie Kingston Bear Bronson match. So, Patreon, latenightgrin.com. That's where we're going to be doing that. Now, here's where I'm going to throw you off from my optimism. I refuse it. I'm not playing ball with it. There's no way. They're not doing it. I cannot possibly.
May I?
Yes, you may.
Point out what I DM'd you earlier today.
Yes, absolutely.
And the option that I think we have to hope for, and I think it's a lot. I think there's a decent possibility of it. I think Bob is right. I think it will continue. I think there's a good chance, even with all my negativity and pessimism, that Bianca wins and Becky starts to do this spiraling out of control acting stuff. They have a hair versus hair match at Backlash.
Yes, I agree.
Becky gets her head shaved. As Bob pointed out on a tweet earlier this afternoon, they have a Hell in a Cell match to finish the feud. Bianca wins again. Becky completely loses her mind. Trish Stratus comes in. They do Becky Trish non-title program. Bianca moves on to someone else for SummerSlam.
Yes.
I think that's possible. I don't know if that's going to happen. Trish I don't know. Trish was in the was part of the Canada tour in Toronto and stuff, and she seems to be getting involved in that capacity again. Don't know how deep or how far she will be involved, but that's just one prediction. But I do think at least from the trajectory of the Becky character, I think that might be a route we're headed. I will take that as long as Bianca wins.
On the same path, I would say it's also possible she takes a month, you do a kind of B program in the middle, and then you do the Hell in the Cell match. I could see them doing that too.
Yeah.
I think I'm not doing a bit here. I think you guys know that I'm not motivated to do. I think Bianca Belair is winning. I think that's been the plan all along.
Yeah.
I've seen a noticeable shift in that kind of debate. Personally, I just can't. I know Brock and Roman's a good comparison.
I've been worked by go home seconds before,
right?
And I hope I am being worked. I hope I'm being worked.
So, what do you guys think in terms of the match? This feels like a potential show stealer, especially for night one itself. Bobby, where are you at on that front?
Yeah, it's been interesting because a lot of people have been like, it should just open and Bianca should win in less than 26 seconds, and I get that, but
Bow!
I get that, but it's also one of the biggest star power matches of night one, so you do probably want to give it some time.
Bob, do you know what that's called? What that match would be called?
What's that?
Reparations. If she wins in under 26 seconds, that's reparations.
Hold on. This will add to my later theory. As y'all continue to talk, I'll return. I have to get another plate of beans.
Okay.
But yeah, no, I mean, I do think Bianca's going to win. I think it'll be a good match. That's the thing. I know we're all worried about what's going to happen, but the in-ring stuff's going to be perfectly fine. And I mean, that's the case with a lot of stuff on this card. I get that, but I think they know that they need to have Bianca win. I don't think this is a Becky and Shayna situation.
Yeah, I don't
not to that degree. We all kind of thought Shayna should win, but this is you need to do this, or it's going to be basically the end of WrestleMania 34 again.
Jaychele, are you excited for the match itself, or the result is too much of your kind of focus right now? Where are you at on that front?
I just know Bianca's going to do some crazy shit regardless, so I'm excited for that. Becky's going to sell her ass off. I'm not too big of a fan of her offense, but I think she is a very good seller. And I think Bianca's going to do some crazy stuff. I really do wish it was under 26 seconds, though, to be honest. I know that's not what's going to happen,
right.
But for my soul, that would do a lot of healing for me.
I get that. Which kind of sleeping giant do you expect to work Bianca this summer? So you got Asuka, Alexa, and Bayley are all sitting out. I wasn't going to name Lacey Evans, but she's also sitting out. One of those is going to come back and work Bianca at some point this summer. Which way do you expect them to go, Bobby?
I don't think it's going to be Bayley again.
I don't either. I think she's going to be a babyface. Yeah.
I think you could do Bianca and Alexa. I don't know how much you're going to get out of it, in terms of length of feud. I think Asuka would be good, but she's not going to come back as a heel, I don't think. So of those three, I'd probably go with Alexa, unless they want to turn Rhea, but they might not want to do Bianca and Rhea yet.
Rhea is definitely the long-term plan for Bianca.
Yeah,
I think you're going to get Alexa as the post-Mania thing. Mm-hmm. I think Becky will be off for a little bit, which is fine. I think that's fun because they did the chamber stuff, and so that makes sense to me. Oracle, did you have a thought that you would like to finish, or was it for later?
I have some. As I pointed out, if y'all get what I'm gathering at, there's 8 for night 1 and 7 for night 2. You probably know what I'm guessing.
Mm-hmm.
Including night. There's a men's unification match. I'm getting the idea that they're gonna unify the belts actually for shoot.
Shane McMahon's in town.
Well, this is going to become a very interesting show. So I'll talk further about my theory as when we get to night 2, and maybe when we talk about Ronda and Charlotte. Kind of showing my hand here, but I do think this match will be very good if they have a match. I don't think it's out of the question that they could do an 18-second deal. I seriously doubt it, but it would not shock me.
Mm-hmm.
Which would almost guarantee my theory would occur.
Right.
But again, we spent 20 minutes on this mostly because I took 10 minutes to rant.
It's fine. We'll settle back to that.
You cut a good promo. You cut like an MJF promo. It was good.
Oh God, that was an inadvertent dunk you just did there. Let's
That
just
wasn't a
move on.
dunk.
I know you didn't mean it that way, but I know how
Max,
Oracle took it. You know.
he
Oh.
can cut some good promos. He can cut some good promos.
Dude,
You know,
Crosby is real fired up about this MJF stuff. It's
Oh,
getting really vicious in the chat. I'll bury him on Patreon. Super Grin from Croaky Boy. He says, "Have a good week, guys. Not sure how many shows I'll be there for live. So tipping now, and I'll catch up when I can. Or how we appreciate it. Wonderful tip from Croaky Boy there. You can do the same. Streamlabs.com/late night grin. Okay. Up next, a dream match, Bobby. Going straight to you on this one. Rey Mysterio and Dominic Mysterio versus The Miz and Logan Paul. Break it down best you can, pal.
Yeah, I really wish it was just Ray against Miz and those guys were in their corners or something. I mean, it'll be fine. Like, we know what to expect from the celebrity stuff by now, but I just really don't like Dom very much, and Logan Paul doesn't do anything for me, but I think Ray and Dom will win, and then maybe you finally do the turn and get that going, but because I don't know what else you do with them. Just keep them a tag team, but, like, how much do you really want to get out of that? They already won the titles and all that.
I think an NXT stint is a genuinely good idea.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I assume Logan Paul is going to have some sort of moment here, and I don't fucking know. Jaychele, any read on this celebrity match? The first of about 25 celebrity matches on this year's WrestleMania?
I don't like Logan Paul, but I think he's actually going to do kind of good here, and he's going to surprise people. I don't like him as a person. I don't like his brother as a person. I don't like any of his family. But I think they can at least be decent athletes. So it'll be cool. I expect Jake Paul to probably try to show up too or something like that. Some fucking brother shit, whatever.
Yeah.
You know,
I
families,
agree.
they love the family stuff.
He'll
in
probably
WWE.
be kind of capable, right? He seems athletic enough to do some stuff, so.
Did you watch the clip of him training?
Absolutely not.
He actually looked really good. Like his
Yeah, it
top
makes
rope
sense.
stuff looked good.
It makes sense. Oracle, are you excited for this one?
I'm never not going to be like totally like for a Rey Mysterio match.
Yeah.
There was a period where I was actually fine with Dom. Now I can't stand him. He's just awful. Like
I was not expecting you to say that.
I need to see more of Dom because you guys talk about him like he's the worst wrestler in the world. And
he's fine. It's just his look is terrible.
Okay.
Like he looks like a giant kid. Like,
well, I mean,
That's how they treat him.
Yeah, it's kind of the idea.
Well, he's like my age, though.
I know, but kayfabe, brother.
How old are you?
Hang on a second. The character.
I'm 29.
The character Dominic Mysterio is actually 18. Oracle. Okay, you need to just layers, details.
So he's supposed to be my age? That doesn't sound
Absolutely.
right.
In the same way that Ray's daughter was supposed to be 5 years older as a character, very different dynamics. But anyway,
Sounds like misogyny. I'm learning a lot about Oracle today.
What?
Not you. Not you being a misogynist. I meant to go back to your age into you having Glenn Jacobs as your mayor.
Oh.
Yeah, that was a shot at what Joe said. Sorry. Joe's a pervert.
Hey,
Oh,
this
we
is
all
not a
knew
paywall show.
Okay, anyways.
Hang on a second. Let's stop the program for a second here, okay? I'm here to be a professional and talk about WrestleMania, the most stupendous WrestleMania of all. We will not do pervert chatter on this program.
What
This
do
is a
you hate
professional
more,
show.
when I call you a pervert or when I think you're a Jonah fan?
Second one.
The match will be fun. I think Logan Paul will do a few neat things. Do you remember when the in the Vince Rollins video? Vince like acted like he couldn't remember what the word was for WrestleMania, and he like was trying to get Rollins to say it.
I saw 10 seconds of that thing, and I was like, enough. That's not happening.
It's terrible.
Ray's winning, Oracle, do we think?
I think, if you look at the betting odds, which I'll be staring at them and refreshing the page over and over again, particularly with Becky and Bianca. But
Oracle's an obsessive fan, and I love it.
But the betting odds are like right down the middle for that match. So now those were the ones that were announced last week, like the first betting lines. My guesses are probably around the same, so I'm not sure who's going to win. I kind of lean Miz and Logan Paul in the mysterious split, but I could be wrong about that. So
that's fair. I got random. In more exciting news, Drew McIntyre versus Happy Corbin. 10 minutes in the middle. I'm sure they'll have a fine match. 2 3/4, 3 stars. Drew's going to work really fucking hard, and Corbin is fine. Rock solid. It just couldn't be less interesting. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Jaychele, any intrigue in this one for you?
Pass.
Just a win for Drew in the middle, right? Feels like that, doesn't it? Just feels like a win for Drew.
Drew could be doing so much better than this, but I mean, I don't need to be the one to say that. Everybody knows that. It's just disappointing. Madcap isn't a bad wrestler either. It's just his gimmick and stuff sucks bad.
I was looking at the Andre earlier, and I was like, they could have even done one of those dumb like cross promotional matches with Drew and Finn.
Yeah.
But Finn's like the US champ, so you can't do that. But even though he's the US champ, he isn't on the show. There's just
Austin Theory beat Ricochet in like under 3 minutes, so they can do whatever they want.
I mean this with the most love possible, because everyone here knows I like Ricochet. I probably like him more than anyone else on this show. He's been a dead man walking for 2 years. All right, you can try and convince me it's going to happen. It's going to turn around.
You don't like when he does the nay?
Absolutely not. But even if I did, he's a dead man walking. It's not his fault. That's just the way it works. That's life. Okay, Bobby, you're a big Corbin guy. Are you excited for this one?
It'll be fine. Like, Drew's going to kick out of the end of days, and no one's done that before, but I don't know how many people other than me are, like, aware of that being a thing. So, that'll be cool. But other than that, yeah, Drew's going to win. He'll move on. According to Jack Crosby, he's working Roman in the dark match circuit coming up when they come to wherever Jack lives in the next couple of weeks. He saw a commercial. He had to reach out to me. So that's what's next for Drew, it looks like, which I wouldn't realize that early. But
yeah, I didn't realize they were touring the local prisons. Oracle, you excited for this one?
Oh my god, that was mean. Is that because he's a pervert?
Hang on. Let me make this clear. It's CBS, Jack, he's absolutely not. I want to make it very clear. Maybe an asshole, but he's not a pervert. Let's be very clear about that. Very transparent. Oracle, you ready for more Drew Mac versus Corbs?
Listen, there's one rule you have to abide by to be a main eventer in World Wrestling Federation. 6 months with Corbs, baby.
Yep.
You get 6 months with big banter, you're in for life.
Congratulations to Drew Mac in that case.
He will win in 10 minutes and lose to Roman Reigns in a program in the spring. Congrats on that. Yep. 6 months of Baron Corbin.
At least you have Moss as like a kind of little bit of extra flavor. It's good stuff.
Yeah, I suppose.
Okay. The Usos versus Shinsuke Nakamura and Rick Boogs. This really feels like an uninspired choice for the Usos. You guys, I love them, adore these guys, but ain't much to get excited about here. This is gonna be them very much, I would assume anyway. Maybe they'll go crazy because it's WrestleMania, but their formula I don't think is gonna be challenged much here. I think it's gonna be pretty basic and pretty steady. I can't fathom they're gonna put the belts on Rick Boogs and Shin. I'll take the Usos. Oracle, am I nuts?
No. Again, I checked the betting line, and Nakamura and Boogs were actually not that far behind. And I think they're high on Rick Boogs, which is hilarious. Right now they are. So I can totally see them giving him like a tag title reign. Being like, we're pushing them, and then they just stop. That's what they do. Usos are winning. Match will be fine.
Yeah.
The crowd won't give a shit.
Exactly. I wish it could be more than that, because I do love me some Usos, but this is just real flat for me. Jaychele, You going to go against the grain here? Or are you on board with us? This is not too interesting.
The Usos are currently the longest reigning tag team champions on SmackDown, and I give zero fucks about it. So Usos.
How much of that is the negative character development when you have the Roman dynamic? Because listen, I understand the gripes with it and the kind of Hollywood elements to it, the acting elements. 18 months ago, there was a story worth telling with Jey Uso.
Yeah.
Now they just feel like part of the furniture in that faction, right?
It's just nothing that they do with Roman or the Usos is compelling because the roster is so repetitive. They let everybody go that it's just the same thing over and over, especially since their tag division is so small. Unless they're going to combine it, which I don't even really think they should do because then they'll barely have any tag wrestling on either show. It doesn't really make sense, but repetitive.
It's a shame. It really is. Bobby, anything else on this one?
No, not really. I mean, I like that you brought up that point about the Usos because it feels like, they're Roman's guys first and tag champs second.
Yeah.
And then it just kind of shines through. And it's a bummer because the match itself will be fine, but just no one cares.
I know this is lazy, and I know everyone hates it, but it's the right comparison to make, so I'm going to make it. Whatever you think of the talent involved, remember how different the Bucks felt alongside Kenny. As tag team champions, I don't expect WWE to make their tag belts feel that important, but man, they could have a swing at it,
Mm-hmm.
It's a bummer for me.
Those tag belts don't feel very important to me right now with the dinosaur.
Oh, they're not anymore. But like last summer,
yes,
like when it was different vibe completely. And again, you may not like them, whatever, but it's worth knowing. New Day versus Sheamus from Ritual, and this obviously is a bummer because this should have been the trios, and God bless Big E. We all wish him well. He's the man. Yes, Jaychele?
I have a question. Why wouldn't they put Butch on WrestleMania? For two reasons. Maybe one of them is spiteful and I'm not supposed to say it, and this isn't how the wrestling business works. But Ridge is the one who injured the guy, so wouldn't you take him out of the match?
Right.
And two,
because
Butch is the new one. Put him on Mania.
That's why he's not in the match. Because even though Pete Dunne is a veteran to Ridge Holland, he's been on the main roster less, so he's the one that takes the seat in this situation. I know it's weird. I get your point, but that's just, beyond that, Jaychele, anything stand-up ace match or just kind of another fine filler deal? What do you think?
The New Day's going to wear some cool gear.
Fair. Any feeling on the result? New Day? What do you think?
Sheamus, I guess.
Okay. Oracle?
I don't really care. I'm sorry.
No, that's
This
fine.
show's a bust.
I think New Day will win this.
Sorry for the match?
Yeah, actually. Not really, but like I think they'll have a good match.
Ha! Ha ha!
That's a compliment. Leave it there.
That's
Okay.
not a compliment.
Depends who you ask. Using
Your
the eye of the beholder.
brothers suck.
Oracle? Had you concluded your point there before I was violently dunked on once again?
New Day's gonna win in a good match. The crowd will be hot for New Day.
Bobby? What are you at on this one?
Yeah, I think I agree with everything else. I mean, I'm looking forward. I like the New Day and I like Sheamus. So again, this is one. It'll be fine, but like WrestleMania, you're looking for more than just fine, right? Like that's the problem, especially with night one. It's just very flat.
You guys are nuts. Sheamus from Ridge Holland are winning because it's the law of the League of Nations. They'll win flat, just like that faction did at WrestleMania 32.
Sheamus lost last year, so he wins this year.
We will all log on and say, why are they booking for Heat? As though they don't do this every fucking year. This match went to dead silence. Seth frickin' Rollins versus Shane McMahon. Definitely not Cody Rhodes. Thoughts on this whole build, Bobby, and then the match itself, which we assume to be the American Nightmare. Go ahead.
I mean, I guess the build's been fine. Just like we've talked about it, though, it doesn't feel like as big of a deal for Cody anymore as it did, 6 weeks ago. Like it'll be cool when he shows up or whatever, and it's finally all over. But like, kind of feels like a missed opportunity. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I think I'll say this: in their mind, I think they're giving him a big time entrance, a big time debut. We can debate whether that's the case or not, but I truly believe they're doing this with the best intentions. Just my genuine read on it. I could be completely wrong. If it is indeed a Cody Rhodes Seth Rollins match and a real match, not like a Undertaker John Cena WrestleMania 34 deal, I think they'll have a really good match. It will be a match that Oracle in particular, and probably myself too, will roll our eyes at a couple times. But I think they'll have a really good match and they'll rock the live crowd. I'm pretty confident on that. Oracle, where are you at on this whole deal and the assumed match that's awaiting us here?
It's got to be Cody, right? I mean, just like in all seriousness,
it has to be Cody.
Stuff, I don't know what the Shane stuff is. I think he's just there because it's Mania week, and even though
I do
he's
too.
the company, I think he's there.
Yeah, I do too.
And Taker's going to the Hall of Fame, so on and so forth.
Mm-hmm.
I think the Cody, it's not going to be like the Hardys level pop. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think it's going to be that big.
Yeah,
because I was in the building for 33
right?
When that happened.
Yeah,
or the stadium rather, since it was outdoors. But I do think it will have a great reaction. They'll have a good match. They'll do some weird shit that will.
Yes, they will.
I'll probably audibly go fuck off.
Yep. Yes, you will.
Which is usually what I do when I get mad, at a spot that I think is excessive or stupid. I'll usually go fuck off.
Same.
But so I'll probably do that a couple times, but I'll end up enjoying the match and thinking it's fun. So yeah, I mean, I think Cody wins if it's Cody. So
which rules? Objectively, that's funny.
I think whoever it is, probably Cody will win. Rollins doesn't win.
Yeah. Jaychele, you're a bigger Seth freaking Rollins fan than anyone else on this show. Hey, listen, I didn't say you were a fan. I said you're a bigger Seth freaking Rollins fan.
Yeah.
Are you excited for this piece of business here on Saturday?
I think I'm a little bit more excited than I expected to be.
Yeah.
I guess I'm not jumping for joy,
Mm-hmm.
but I think it'll be cool. I'm excited to see the reaction Cody gets. I'm excited to see how he gets treated and everything, how he readjusts to a WWE style and all that stuff, because he can't bleed every 5 seconds now. I think the match will be pretty good. I think I'll enjoy it more than most people will. But yeah, I hope they just treat him good.
Mm-hmm.
Or treat him really bad so I can laugh at it.
One or the other, right? Yeah, I get that.
No in between. Just have him come out as Cody for the first month, and then after that, just make him be fucking Stardust. That'd be great shit. Locked in a contract. Great shit.
Okay. The final match of night one, we'll get to the segment after. Charlotte Flair, Ronda Rousey. Oracle, I'll go straight to you because I know you have a scenario to kick around as well as the match itself. So get into it, pal. Go ahead.
I think that we are getting a women's championship unification on night 2. I'm curious. Raise your hand of the three of you think there's a 50% chance or more that happens. Raise your hand if you think there's a decent chance, but not likely.
I'm out on this, man. I don't know. I'm out on it.
No way.
I think my guess, and I've said this to you for a long time, I think the brand split is on its last legs. I just don't think they'll steal the thunder of Brock and Roman. Does that make sense? I think in their mind, it's that's the winner takes all.
Okay. Well, it's women, so they don't think anything that has to do with women steals thunder, though.
That's
fair. But I think that's kind of a factor. I don't think they see it as that big of a. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. But carry on, Oracle.
No, I don't necessarily think this will happen, but I think there's a decent chance this will happen.
Yes.
I'm about 50 or so.
Mm-hmm.
I'm at 52.
There's multiple scenarios I could go on here. Okay, so the one I fear the most is that Becky, if you saw in Bianca's promo, Bianca was like, "You tried every way to beat me. You've done everything you can. Now you've beaten everybody different ways. Becky's gonna find some new savvy villainous way to win."
Yeah.
And then the look on Jaychele's face when I said that.
I'm
and-
just taking my flower petals. I'm just gonna ignore this conversation. Act like this is no. I'm so serious.
And Ronda beats Charlotte, and they do Becky Ronda. They do an angle where like Becky confronts Ronda after the match, and then they do it to where Ronda's the conquering babyface, but like the fans are not going to cheer Ronda over Becky; they're going to cheer Becky. And then Ronda's going to win. Like bad reputation is going to play, and like everybody's going to be like, "This sucks." That I doubt that would happen. Like, I think there's a chance where Bianca squashes Becky in like 18 seconds. KOD, boom.
I think I would kiss a baby.
And then Charlotte and Ronda have their attempt at a banger. And it could be great. The Survivor Series 2018 match was incredible. But I don't have the same enthusiasm for this. And I think everybody here would agree with that. I think Charlotte would win that one if Bianca wins. And then Bianca can finally beat Charlotte and get her win back on her. But that seems far-fetched because I think that's too much politicking because Becky and Charlotte are both very good at that. And I think that's too much of a, that's too much of a pill battle.
Yeah.
I think the most likely scenario would probably be Becky and Ronda. And Becky winning and still having a feud with Bianca and Bianca ultimately winning in the end later on in a few months. But I'm torn. I think Ronda's winning this match. And I think Bianca's going to win. And even though I'm going 50, I'm going to go 51-49 that they won't do a unification. And that they'll just go on from there. But I do think that there's... I kind of had to split the difference there, but I think there's a chance that it happens.
So you said you're not quite as... You have your doubts about this as a match, fair to say, right?
Yeah, I mean, they've got this whole deal where, like, now they're going to be doing ankle lock reversals, and I hate that shit. So, like, because Ronda's got her ankle lock now.
Yeah.
And it's going to drive me nuts. They're going to be working like a 2003 fucking Kurt Angle match, and I'm going to be pissed.
Am I being unfair to say, like... Because I genuinely don't... I've only seen clips. It feels like the build has been a complete bust in the world of, like, getting buzz, right?
It's not good.
Yeah.
Like, it's not good. Like, Becky and Bianca is destroying it in terms of, like...
Yeah.
I mean, mostly, largely the discussion with Becky and Bianca is, are they actually going to, like, crown Bianca here? That's kind of more of the discussion with that because no one cares about Ronda and Charlotte. They've seen it,
Yeah.
They've seen that come and go. I don't think people are interested in it.
I don't know, man. I'm hesitant on this stuff because maybe I'm misreading it, but I think people really greatly overestimate what Ronda actually brings to this promotion. I really do. Maybe I'm being a dumb fuck. There's a good chance I've been there before. I'll be there again.
I don't think she brings business stuff. I legitimately thought she was awesome in her, and
that's
but
fair.
like I like
yeah. But
in
we
her
both
first
know
run-
that's not why she's here now. Like that.
Yeah.
right.
There is a
It's supposed to
belief
be
that
some sort
she's.
of business boost, and
Yeah.
it's really not, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's kind of a waste of time. Bob, where are you at on this? I know you're a big Ronda fan. Where are you at on this this match, the quality of it, and then the result?
Yeah, I mean, the build has kind of just been not that good, and I'm still kind of optimistic that they can put it together once they get in the ring, because I do think that Survivor Series match was very good. But, I mean, there's also 3.5 years ago or whatever, so maybe they can't anymore. I don't know, but, like, I'm trying to hold out hope that they can do something here because the build has been very rough, and I mean, neither of them are very good at cutting promos, so that doesn't help. And they've really just kind of made them go out and do that every week instead of kind of hiding that.
Wait, you don't like Charlotte Flair's "I'm the Queen"?
Oh, that was the worst.
Oh, that.
Oh no. Yeah, she's
Yeah,
done that now.
Optimism isn't a word because I'm not even going to do a bit and pretend it would pop me tremendously. This match sucked. I'm sorry. Is what it is. You can't.
It would be fucking hilarious.
The amount of times every Charlotte Flair conversation just results in one person saying, "Big matches are good though, right?" It's like, go fuck yourself, man. Let me live. So this sucked. I'll probably pop. Not gonna lie. That might be mean spirited, but it's the truth. I do think there's a pretty good chance it ends up being good though. I think it's going to be so produced. Like they're going to know spot for spot exactly what this thing's supposed to look like. I sense it'll probably be good. Jaychele, are you excited for Ronda Rousey versus the Queen, Charlotte Flair?
I'm pissed. This was supposed to be my Sasha Charlotte match. Sasha Charlotte. It was easy. Freezy lemon squeezy.
Ever that.
It was supposed to be my match, though. That was what I had planned in my mind. Sasha was gonna win the Royal Rumble, but then she came out at what, number 1? Fuck that. Yeah. Fuck that shit. She got eliminated early. Fuck WWE. No.
Imagine Bruce Pritchard in like a WWE documentary with his like, his comb back hair and his like 5 o'clock shadow, and he's talking about like, we brought Ronda in. Fucking
yeah.
Oh, I didn't know my answer. I actually like Charlotte more than most people do. That's something we've already established, I feel like.
Coward.
Well.
You can't sell coward like after you drop the pervert bomb in like 10 minutes into this program. Fair. Carry
on. But this is going to be not good. Ronda is not good. Her promos are not good. Did you see when she was like, Women's SmackDown champion? Or why do we have to say women? I was like, girl, this is not the time or place.
It's just horrible television presence. Just truly awful.
Ronda's going to win, but I hope that Charlotte wins. Just for the chaos.
I'm sorry. It is weird. You can't, just come on. The supposed main event, we do not yet know for sure, obviously. Supposed main event of the Kevin Owens show with Steve Austin. I'm not doing a bit. I've seen solo, but I don't know what's happening here because everyone seems to be expecting a match. But if it was a match, wouldn't you advertise it as a match? I don't know what's going on. Oracle, explain what's happening with the Kevin Owens show.
Somebody needs to turn their car alarm off.
Fair.
But I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen. Kevin Owens is going to come out and cut a scathing promo.
Yes.
Austin's going to come out in the vest and black tights. And the knee braces.
Okay.
And he's going to go, I'm dressed to fight. And they're going to, do this back and forth at each other. And then they're going to brawl for a little bit, and then they're going to have some sort of impromptu match similar to The Rock and Eric Rowan that will last a few minutes after the brawl, where Austin pins him with, where Austin like takes a really safe stunner, and kicks out of Owens' stunner, and then Owens eats a stunner himself and gets beat. Then Austin will have a beer bash, and I wouldn't be surprised to see Taker come out. Well, actually, since he's just having his Hall of Fame ceremony, he may not be. I think it might just be an Austin thing. But I keep remembering that. I was at Mania 32 when they did this shit. So this I actually think I'll enjoy.
Mm-hmm. You excited for it?
Yeah, actually, I think Kevin Owens has been tremendous building this. I think Austin will do a pretty good job with it. I think they have to be careful. I really do think they'll have like a several minute brawl before the bell rings.
Right.
There might be like a ref bump or something before the bell rings, and they have like a little brawl. That. Right. I trust Owens to be safe with Austin. You know,
Mhm.
I think
Oh, yeah.
Austin probably does too. Owens is a pretty good guy, so I don't think he's going to do anything that's. He'll take bumps and he'll miss like his running senton on the floor, and Austin will stomp a mud hole in him, and
Mm-hmm.
Michael Cole and Jimmy Smith,
Fan.
whatever the hell his name is, are gonna do really bad like commentary, and it'll be fun because the stadium will be loud for it, and they'll end up having like a 3.5-minute match where Austin kicks out of a stunner and then he stuns KO and he has a big beer bash to close the night one.
I think you're going to get a big brawl.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think there'll be any. This is just my reading. I don't know, but I don't think there'll be any official match.
Okay.
Because to me, if there was, I feel like you'd want to advertise it. I know that sounds dumb, but I kind of get the sense this may be a case of Austin will come out looking as you said, which will be an awesome moment, and he'll do some extended physicality. But I almost wonder if it's a case of Austin doesn't want this to be. He's content with that being his last match. And keeping it as a just impromptu brawl kind of leaves things that way. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
You're probably more right. I think the extended brawl is definitely happening, and I think he's definitely coming out in his vest and
same idea, right? Like it's just
Right.
I think that one kind of wrinkle of it. But I mean, look, it's Austin, right? And says you can't kind of. It's going to be a cool moment. Bobby, where are you at on this whole deal?
Well, I'm glad you brought that up because it does seem like he's genuinely like proud and content with the Rock match at WrestleMania 19 kind of being it for him, like everything he said about it. And, you know, to come back and do this, like it doesn't have to be a match. It's fine. And, you know, basically no wrestlers have had like that perfect retirement last match except for him. So like, yeah, I think he's cool with keeping it like that. But yeah, as far as like a moment, it's going to be cool. You know, he's going to come out, they're going to do some back and forth, and you know they'll have the brawl and beer bash. And I think it's a really good way to close the show. Like, you know, a lot of talk today about closing it with a segment instead of a match, but I don't have a problem with it, especially in Texas. And I mean, he's still probably the biggest star that they can get at this point. Like in terms of still
Two-Night Mania too, Bob, right? Two-Night Mania makes it very different. If it was the main event of a one-night, 7-hour Mania, I think it's different.
This is another thing. I will say this in a negative about it. This is another thing that makes me concerned about Bianca not winning.
Yeah.
Is if she wins, maybe she closes, but then again, they originally had Ronda and Charlotte close, and now they don't want to. They want to be like, well, we don't want to put them over on there. So I can still see a scenario where Bianca wins and have a hot opener and everybody's happy, whatever. I'm concerned, but no, I mean it'll be fine to end the first night on that.
Jaychele, where are you at on the Kevin Owens show segment here we've got coming up on Saturday?
It's fine. I don't have the nostalgia factor, so I can't get into it like that. But
and he hasn't been on TV, right? So it's not like you've like some guys that we pop for in nostalgia, they come and cut great promos. It's like you get it. Austin's been off, so that's fair. That makes sense. Okay,
cool
night
guy,
2.
I think. Oh no, not cool guy. Take it back. Don't support.
Night 2. Queen Zelina and Carmella defend their tag team titles.
I'm excited for this one.
Sasha Banks and Naomi, Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan, Natalya and Shayna Baszler. Only one of these teams were a team 3 months ago. I sent a tweet on the night of the Royal Rumble and said there is no longer an excuse. There are multiple non-title women's programs that can be made. Instead, here we are in a fatal 4-way with one of the biggest stars in the whole promotion, jammed into what will probably be a 10-minute disposable spot fest that means absolutely nothing. But at the very least, I expect we'll give Sasha a WrestleMania win, which should be way more, should be way better. But it's cool. At the very least, these teams seem to have fun dynamics. It's just such a shame this is where we're at the women. Bob, where do you stand on this one, pal?
Yeah, I mean it's a bummer. Obviously, they should have a lot more non-title stuff going on for the women, but. Listen, as long as Sasha, Naomi, or Liv and Rhea win,
let's call them that Riv.
As long as one of those two win and like they do a match at Backlash and maybe even into Hell in a Cell, I'll be cool with it. Like I think they can really do a lot of good stuff together and kind of bring those belts back up, which I'm still cool with. Fought a lot of battles for those belts, and it's good that they're on Mania. It's good that they remembered them. They're doing it better than last year, and this match does have some star power at least. But yeah, it's got to be one of those two teams, and I think it will be.
I actually like your point about having them as kind of long-term champs, and by 3-4 months. But like, there's gonna be so many women coming back, and you don't want to beat Sasha with Ronda, or you don't want to just have a loser title program, right? So you can kind of keep this. Not a bad idea, Bobby. I like that. Jaychele, I sense you're excited. She said you were excited, and then I completely buried the match, which felt mean in hindsight. Tell me about it. The women's tag title match. Go ahead.
I'm excited for Sasha and Naomi to win.
Yeah.
I hope Bianca wins so I can have my Black Woman Trinity be fulfilled. I'm very excited for this. This is going to be not good, but Sasha will make it good. I'm happy Liv is on WrestleMania. That was one of my concerns before, that she wouldn't be on WrestleMania. Do I support all of this being a tag title thing? No. Would I have seen better matches for this? Yes.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. I'll take what I can get for this. I named my dog after Sasha Banks. Obviously, I love her. Yeah, I was going to go to Backlash, but that's going to suck. So I'm not going to do that to myself.
Fair. I just wish it was Sasha and Naomi versus Rhea and Liv,
Yes.
You're going to do it right. Oracle, where do you stand on this this piece of business, pal?
I am a big Sasha Banks fan. I'll be glad to see her wrestle at WrestleMania. Just like it was at 35, brother. 10 minutes, 4-way tag, throwaway, garbage.
I'm tired of it, bro. I'm tired of it.
Sucks.
Across the board, man. Too much.
Sucks.
Multi-team shit's got to end.
I'll say this. If Sasha and Naomi win, I think because of Sasha, the tag belts will be slightly more, at least they'll have TV time.
Yep.
I think. Other than that, fuck off.
Period.
Yeah.
Second that.
It's a shame. Johnny Knoxville versus Sami Zayn. Anything goes. This is one of Oracle's most anticipated bouts of the night. That's sincere. Jaychele, I'll let you go first, so then we can kind of rebuild the optimism. You don't care, do you?
What the fuck is a jackass? I don't understand any of this.
There's three of them on the screen here, You should be familiar with jackasses by now. But anyway, do you have a prediction on the match, Jaychele?
Johnny Knoxville.
Okay. Bobby, I'll get you next, and we'll let Oracle kind of close this one out. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited for it too. Like, I think Contrarian Alex pointed it out. Like, Knoxville's the guy that they can just do whatever to and not have to worry about. So he's going to do some pretty crazy stuff, I think. The build's been really good. I mean, they're doing most of the build on their own, on social media, but it's been very good. Yeah, and I mean, I'm glad Sammy's getting a big spot again, and it should be fun. I mean, it's not going to be a classic, but it should be a lot of fun.
I agree. I think this is actually, in a hilarious way, like the crown jewel of Sami Zayn's WWF run, because this is peak, like, make the most of what you're given, and it's stuff that I understand people roll their eyes and bootlick of this, but like, look, man, dude signed that deal and said, I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing. I'm gonna be a WWE superstar, and if you're gonna do it right. Yeah, fucking God bless him. Oracle, you're really, really fired up for this. Which
This is huge. Incredible.
Yes.
The best build going into Mania. Just absolutely tremendous. Feels like there's almost an old school element to it. It feels like Andy Kaufman-esque in a way.
What's an Andy Kaufman?
It's another podcast for another day.
Andy Kaufman's someone who did what Will Smith and Chris Rock tried to do at the Oscars way better. But
that sounded racist. I'm gonna
but
carry on as you were, Oracle. Maintain your form, pal.
Yeah, this feud has been outstanding. Like, the phone number stuff, incredible. Sami Zayn wandering around the city of Knoxville talking to random citizens is fucking amazing. Tremendous stuff.
Wait, did he wrestle Jerry Lawler?
Yes, he had a huge feud with Jerry Lawler.
Oh,
This is going to be a historical oracle one day. We'll circle back.
Lawler famously slapped. They famously worked an angle on live national television where he slapped Andy Kaufman on Dave Letterman's show.
Was Lawler a good wrestler then?
Yes, Lawler was an all-time great wrestler. He's just a piece of shit.
Yes. Wow, what a sell.
But
it's insane to me.
Like, this has just been amazing. So fun. Sami Zayn is just, he leans into it. It's incredible. Like, it's amazing. It's so entertaining. This match is going to rule. Like, it'll probably be sloppy and messy, but crazy shit will happen. It will fucking rule. Like, this is where, like, the 12-year difference that Jaychele and I have pops me, because when she says what's jackass, I'm like, God damn it.
Yes.
Because when Sunday Night Heat was on MTV in the early 2000s, it was during the peak of Jackass. So like I would watch Sunday Night Heat a lot, and Jackass of course was on reruns and stuff. I'd watch it all the time. And even now, granted, I was younger than say somebody like Contrarian Alex, who's a big Jackass fan. But like I was in like elementary and just starting middle school when they were kind of phasing out and going to the movies, but I'd watch that shit all the time. So like this is definitely what in the world?
I don't think I'm doing this right. Let me check it.
But yeah, this will rule. I'm very, very, very excited for this. I'm very excited for this.
That rules. I'm excited for you. I think it'll be fun. Oh hell, man, Sami Zayn rocking it. Okay, Pat McAfee and Austin Theory. Bob.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully Pat wins. Like, I have no interest in seeing Austin Theory really do anything. It's just not there, man. And, the build has not really been it's been too much. Like, we don't need Pat on every show. We don't need Theory on every show. Like, I get what they're trying to do, but it just really hasn't worked. I hope Pat just wins in 7 minutes or whatever.
Yeah, this one's definitely not for me. Reasons you laid out. I don't even like Pat on commentary, man. This couldn't be less designed for my Grin. I'm sure he's a fun guy. It's tough. Jaychele, are you excited for this match with Pat McAfee and Austin Theory?
If Pat was wrestling, probably anybody else I would be.
Yeah.
I actually like Pat. I like him a little bit as a wrestler, to be honest, too. It kind of pops me.
What if he was wrestling The Fiend?
I
Could you
prefer that
imagine?
more. I prefer that more, yeah.
Could you imagine them shooting an angle on his radio show, his podcast, whatever? The Fiend comes in and puts the mandible
and Pat
claw on
like
him.
selling it.
Yeah.
Austin Theory pisses
Whoa.
me off.
Yeah.
Also, I would like to share. I made a yellow rose black.
Okay. Oracle, do you have anything else on this one? Austin Theory and Pat McAfee?
I mean, I like Pat's show, okay. As a commentator, I don't care for him. I think he's really fun as a heel wrestler.
Yeah, I agree on that much. Yes.
Like he totally carried the Adam Cole feud.
Mm-hmm. The way I just co-signed that rule.
Austin Theory, like.
Hold on. Can I pause for a second, please?
Yes, absolutely.
The 17-year-old girl is now 18, and me and her are real life friends, and I will be going to her graduation party in under 3 months. So a group of 17-year-olds, I would say.
I've never liked that guy. This is I'm straight shooting here. I've always thought he looked, regardless of him being a piece of shit. I've always thought he looked like a fucking call from like 2003 OVW. He fucking sucks. So like I have no interest in watching him wrestle. So that hurts it more than anything for me. So, yeah.
Okay. Another multi-team tag match. RK Bro, Street Profits, Alpha Academy. I'm pretty confident they're going to rock this. This is probably going to be a really, really good match. My guess on the finish is that the Street Profits will win, and commentary will explain that they missed last year's WrestleMania, and they have finally got their WrestleMania moment. I think the match will be really, really good. I probably won't like it, but it'll be really, really good. Jaychele, what do you think? This is
I hope the Street Profits win. I hope they get a big moment. You know what would make me happy? If we can get Bianca, Naomi, and Sasha, and the Street Profits to win. My agenda will be fulfilled. I will be happy. I will have all of the grins. I will look a boot.
Wait, RK Bro wouldn't fit the agenda, is that what you're saying? Wow. Hot take.
One of them is a sex pest, the other one says the N-word. No, thank you.
When you put it that way.
I'll tell you what.
Yes.
You call Bruce Pritchard and let him know your thoughts on that. I'm sure he'd agree.
Oracle.
Johnny Ace and Vince McMahon and Kevin Dunn.
Oracle, where are you at on this one, pal?
This match will be good. Very good, actually. Randy Orton will go to Montez Ford and go, "Hey, man, find a cool way for me to give you an RKO."
Frog splash.
Yeah, probably so. I'm hoping the Street Profits win. It would make the most sense for them to do.
Oracle, do we have the same agenda?
I mean, in terms of who I think should win, yeah, maybe.
I like this.
Okay. Yeah.
Oracle, you're my favorite person on the Grin right now.
Oracle answered that with, in theory. Okay, fair.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Profits should win this. I feel like it's time to end RK Bro.
Yeah.
Like this thing's been going on for a year. It's time to cut it off.
Agreed.
Profits for the win.
Bobby?
Yeah, I pretty much agree with everything you guys have said so far. I do wish this was like a ladder TLC sort of match or whatever, just spice it up a little bit. We don't have a ton of stipulation matches on this card, which kind of adds to it being a little flat. But yeah, I think Street Profits are going to win here.
Bobby, I love you. You sound like you don't give a fuck about WrestleMania, man. You're trying your best. There ain't much in you, is there, for this one? It's a bummer, bro. I know me being a dick because I'm right there with you, but it's just a shame. Edge versus AJ Styles, bro. The moving graphic for this match. Edge is fucking hilarious. Is he doing a bit? My God, it's incredible. It's like he read everyone's critiques of his performances and like doubled down. I respect it. I think they'll have a really good match that will make Oracle actively mad on more than one occasion, specifically one half of the match. It'll probably be damn good, genuinely. I mean, I don't expect these guys to stink it up. Whether I'll like it is a different thing, but I think the live crowd will probably love it. Oracle, go ahead.
This match will be good, I think. But the part that's really going to annoy me is when Edge does that thing where where that face where he's like, and he kind of quivers his jaw a little bit. You know what I'm talking about?
Honestly, no, which is the funniest part about it.
He does his almost like he's got he's like thinking of his next move type look on his face, but it's like coupled with like a why I'm so violent look. God, he's terrible. I mean, thespian level acting is just totally unacceptable in wrestling. Somebody needs to give Matt Bloom or whoever my phone number so I can fucking go down there and tell them, listen, y'all, this ain't working. Because y'all, you can't be listening to fucking, Adam over there. This motherfucker don't know what he's doing. Okay, he's full of shit.
He's here to pop himself.
Yes. It's just it's. I'm so sick of him already. Like the faces, the acting, the downright terrible. Nobody likes this, by the way. Nobody likes it. Like it's bad.
I think he quite likes it.
Well, he likes it, but nobody likes it. It's bad. The match will be good. I do sincerely think the match will be good. It's just the faces will just be. The faces will be something else. I'll tell you.
Who do you think's winning this one?
AJ.
I got Edge to set up his world title program with Cody Rhodes for the big gold.
Oh no!
Convinced they're viewing for the big gold because Edge never lost the big gold, and Cody.
Do you think they're going to unify the titles and then bring the big gold back?
Oh yeah, I do.
Yeah, I don't think Raw's going to be without a title for too terribly long.
Edge never lost that belt, and Cody cutting promos on the big gold is like he's fucking that's like his dream. Jaychele, where are you at on the Edge versus AJ Styles?
I wish it was just regular Edge and AJ. That's all that I wanted.
Yeah.
The match will be good though. I'll enjoy it. I think I'll go Edge. Why not? They just turned him, so I feel like they'd be more inclined to give him a win here.
I do agree. This feels like them complicating a very easy thing. People wanted
It was
this.
right
It's like,
there,
they do that a lot. Man, they do that a lot.
You think there'll be some like elaborate brood entrance?
Yeah.
At WrestleMania where he'll like come out with blood or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, which totally isn't an obscure reference. Bob, you excited?
I am, but like, when Edge turned heel, I told you, like, I hope he does something other than just spooky faces and all that, and he hasn't. And it sucks because he was a very good heel in 2006, and even if you can't go back to that directly in current days, like, you could tap into enough of that where it would work for, I mean, we were talking about it with Samoa Joe yesterday, like, you can do it. You can be convincing heel in the WWE system.
Well, Bob, there's very few things I'm ever going to say to you that are going to be quite as pivotal as this. I want you to really listen on this one, all right? Edge is many things. Samoa Joe, he is not in any way, shape, or form. So while I appreciate your optimism, in many ways, this actually feels like Edge watched Fed Dead Redemption and said, everything Bob does not want me to do with this heel run is exactly what I will do. So, yeah, you get what you get.
Either way, I mean, I am looking forward to the match. I still like Edge in the ring more than most people, I think. And, AJ's obviously great. I think AJ needs like a big signature WrestleMania win because his wins have been, the Shinsuke match and the Orton match, which was whatever, and that's about it.
Yes.
I think he beat Shane too, but everyone just remembers Shane doing the moonsault.
Oh, Shane completely hogged the spotlight in a match he lost. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Fuck.
So this feels
generous agenting. I don't know. Go ahead, Bob,
feels
sorry.
like
good match. Oh,
feels like a good time for AJ to get his big moment.
Yeah, she's very good. Jaychele, yes?
I would like to address a comment.
Oh, no.
I currently see this. Gotta reinvent yourself or else you get stale.
Yeah.
I would like to answer this question in the form of Jeopardy. What is Goldberg? What is
fucking awesome.
Undertaker?
Okay, fair.
What is Dolph Ziggler?
Enough. Enough is enough. No, absolutely not. Cut it there. End it. How dare you? On this show of all shows, trying to attack that man. He tries his best, all right?
What is Roman Reigns?
That would be controversial. It isn't controversial to me, but Dolph Ziggler is. Good one. Now we're talking.
What is Cody Rhodes?
Well, he hasn't even gotten the promotion. He's stale. That rules.
He's stale in all the promotions. What is Sammy Guevara?
Bob Lashley versus Omos. I predicted this as the Universal title match one. No, the WWE title match. Do you remember that, Bob?
You did.
Pretty good. I saw the match was going. I knew they'd love to do the stare down thing they do. This is a fascinating one in terms of the finish, right? Because, like, it feels like Bob should just win.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you've put so much time into Omos not bumping and shit. Like, maybe he shouldn't get beat by a 46-year-old guy. I'm really lost on this one. Bob, you're trying to help me out here best you can.
It's very strange. I said it last night. I think they kind of did it a little backwards with Omos, where they should have had him beating all these guys first and then maybe working with AJ instead of the other way around. I just really hope they didn't rush Lashley back for this. I hope he's ready. I think it'll be it'll be a spectacle. They'll do the stare down and the match will be what it is. But, they just both get out without getting hurt and get a couple spots that we are able to enjoy. And that's really about it. That's all you can really expect from this. It's not going to be, anything special or really, but.
Yeah. Who's your final picture on the result, Bob?
I think I'm going with Omos just because it would be weird for him to run through everyone and get stopped by Lashley unless Lashley's going right back into a title feud, which they're probably not gonna. I don't know what the Raw main title is gonna look like immediately. I think eventually they'll get their own, but I don't know what it's gonna look like for the next month or so.
Yeah, that's fair. Oracle, where are we at on this one, pal?
Omos will win. Poor guy. I just don't know if pro wrestling is his thing.
Yeah, it's tough. The way he moves suggests it may be a challenge.
His movements are not pro wrestling.
But do you agree that at this point in the game, maximize what you've done and have a young guy?
Sure, yeah.
And I love Bobby, so I'm not. But have Bron Breakker fucking pin. Have a new guy break on. Do basically Luger turning babyface by body slamming Yoko. Try your best to get something even close or comparable to that out of this, because at this point you've done a year of him not bumping. You may as well get some juice out of it, Beyond that, I don't know what you do. Jaychele, are you excited for Big Van Bob Lashley versus Omos?
I like neither of these men. So
Wow.
I know it's a surprise because they're black, but
not necessarily.
It is what it is.
Bob Lashley slander following Dolph Ziggler slander is a very quick way to get you in the fine books of the world famous late night Grin.
I just don't really care. I don't really like Lashley's style of wrestling either, but that's none of my business. So.
None of your business. I don't like it, but that's none of my business.
You just gotta fake it till you make it, dude.
Fair. Who do you think's gonna win? Okay.
Yeah.
Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns, winner takes all, big match. Been building to it for 18 years now. I was there.
Old, Joe.
I was there 4 years ago. One of the most depressing moments of my existence. It was raining. It was gloomy. Couldn't get a hot dog anywhere. Everyone looked miserable and just bored and exhausted and fucking spent. And here we are again. I'm joking. The dynamic has actually changed. I'm actually pretty optimistic this is going to roll, genuinely. The result has always interested me. I guess Roman's winning.
Mm-hmm.
But, what next? It feels like he should win, but I'll take Roman with a lot of hesitation. I'm looking forward to the match. Bobby, what say you?
Yeah, this is one that I'm actually really excited about, which I'm sure you have picked up on. They've done a really good job with the build, and I do think, Roman needs to win. WrestleMania 31, you had a chance to make him, didn't do it. WrestleMania 34, you had a chance to make him, didn't do it. And I think he's made now, so it's not necessarily that, but this would be weird for him to lose to Brock, and then, Brock's working both shows for however long, and it's not something that I think would really work out. I will say, they need to make this some sort of no disqualification match, or if they don't, just let them bleed. But either way, they need to bleed. They've talked about it so much. They did it at the Garden. They did it in, I think, both of their other matches featured blood, both their Mania matches, if I remember correctly. I know 31 did. I haven't rewatched 34.
34 definitely did.
Yeah.
Roman was covered in blood and hulked up and then got an F5 and lost.
Yeah.
That's 16 F5s too, and a lot of tears from people in the audience.
But
and punctured beach balls.
But yeah, I think they've done about as well as they could with this, and I do think these two are going to deliver. I'm a little interested in what's going to come after this, both for Roman and Brock and for the title. But as far as just looking at Sunday, I think Roman's going to win.
Jaychele, where are you at on the main event of this stupendous two-night extravaganza?
I hope Brock wins so Roman can be done, but that's not what's gonna happen. Roman's gonna win. They probably wanted to do this for a long time, but they had to wait for COVID restrictions and everything like that. So now Roman will be on both shows, and I'll be miserable regardless. And who really gives a fuck? It all sucks. Roman's gonna talk a lot. The match is gonna go too long. There's gonna be moments of Roman just standing there and looking like this at Brock, and I'm just gonna be like, "What the fuck are we doing right now? Why the fuck is this happening?"
It pops me huge that Brock has somehow got himself in a position where he's like the fresh part of this match. That rules. God bless that man. Oracle, this has been I know just even within your own like fandom, this is a fascinating program because there's been such highs and lows. You're a fan of both guys. Where are you at on this piece of the puzzle here on Sunday? What do you think?
I feel like Roman's gonna win. I think because of how Brock is, I think the idea of Roman doing his stuff probably won't be quite as frequent as we would see in other matches. I think this will be a pretty darn good match, actually. I think there will be blood. I don't know how much. I think we'll get some. If not, it's basically an abject failure. Honestly, the thing I'm least looking forward to is Paul Heyman standing in the corner every Raw and SmackDown. My tribal chief. My tribal chief. I can't.
Oracle, what star rating is this gonna get?
Ooh, this might be a four star more. See, this match, if they work it like I'm hoping they do, I think it'll be a great match.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to remember, Jaychele, if there's blood, it's automatically 4 stars.
Very true.
So,
Didn't you see? Never mind.
No, you're okay. Go ahead.
Cody matches. Nothing.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Well, I mean,
He kind of counteracts the rule, right? He's in his own.
but that's because of Codyverse.
Yeah, he's in his own medium.
It has less to do with that than it does with like.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, that's WrestleMania, right? Just go. This just one last question. Hype out of 10. I think everyone knows I'm low, so I'm just going to ask you guys because you're the experts here. Jaychele, hype out of 10 for WrestleMania?
-2.
Okay, fair.
I'm
Bobby?
excited for the weekend more.
Yeah, that's fair. Bob?
Probably about 5. Maybe a little lower, maybe 4.
Yeah, that's fine. You're right.
Yeah.
You can- 5 is your instincts. I think, people can decide where they have you on their own scale. But Oracle, where are you at on it?
I don't know, 4.
Yeah.
I would like to make a final comment.
Okay.
I'm kind of upset that this WrestleMania isn't good. Last year, I defended WWE when I was a bootlicker, and I said they somehow always clean it up around Mania time. I thought last year's Mania wasn't the best, but I didn't think it was,
Night 1 was awesome.
Right. I didn't think it was this levels of trash. But now I'm kind of upset that it's this bad. They have a lot of potential, and they just suck every time.
Oracle and I, we hear this drum a lot, especially when we're in the DMs. We don't have to worry about boring everyone, right, Oracle? And I know Bob's probably right there with us. There's a belief that people in wrestling media want WWE to suck, and let me tell you, that's probably true. There's probably some people that do want it to suck. Now that we do this here, Late Night Grin, and we try our best to cover across the board. We need to do better with some of the Japanese scene, obviously. But best we can, we cover stuff, right? I reviewed the Crockett fucking Cup a couple weeks ago. Crockett Cup.
I did.
No one in the chat even saw it. Jaychele does the GCW show. I would like nothing more than to be not only interested, but
Oh, he was going into something really good. I'm sorry. I always try to fill the dead air when you freeze.
I appreciate it. Especially because I don't always know, but I can always hear you guys. So
Right.
Genuinely, I just wish it was interesting. I wish it was exciting. And unfortunately, it's just so bland, flat, and cold. And it bums me out, man. Doesn't have to be this way. That roster isn't what it was 3 years ago, but it's still much better than what we see on Saturday and Sunday, I think, on paper. So hopefully things get better. I will say that what I think it has lost some juice. As dumb as it sounds, Cody Rhodes is an opportunity. And hopefully that isn't lost on them. We will be covering it all anyway, because this is the late night grin. That's what we do. Saturday, I do not believe I'll be there on Saturday, but I'll be there a little bit early for the NXT show, right, with Oracle.
Mm-hmm.
Saturday night will be Jaychele, Bobby, and Oracle. Sunday with myself, Bob, and Oracle. Jaychele, obviously, you're invited to join us there if you watch the show. But I don't know what happens on Saturday, May. Yeah.
Depends on Bianca, yeah.
That was my read on it, so I didn't want to pencil you in there. But we're going to be covering both of those. Friday night, we're covering the Supercard of Honor. After on Patreon, covering the Mark Hitchcock show, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then we're going to do some sort of green shoot tonight at least. Tomorrow we're going to cover Dynamite as usual. So much coming up. If you missed last
Are we covering Mark Hitchcock on Friday afternoon?
Yes, we're going to do it Friday before
6:30,
the shows
right?
start. Yes, 6:30 is fine,
Okay.
yeah.
6:30.
It shouldn't be too long a show.
Production meetings.
So that will be the paywall. That will be on the paywall, latenightgrin.com. Big week, folks. We're fired up for it. If you missed last night's Grin Grapple, I think we was all very happy with where that came out, right, with our pal Alex. Jaychele appeared by a satellite message, like Dwayne Johnson in the mid-2000s, as did the confirmed shoot, which was filth, by the way. Speaking of such, go to latenightgrin.com right now. You can sign up for just $1. And you can join myself, Jaychele, Bobby. Oracle, you out on this one? You probably have 95 to watch, right? 96 to watch. Where are you at on this dark Grin along?
I guess I'll show up.
Okay. Well, us four, as well as the confirmed shoot.
I've got next episode's uncensored 96, and I don't know. We'll see.
That's fair. That's understandable. Your hesitation is very understandable. Us four, we're definitely free. Oracle depends on his decision he has to make here regarding uncensored or AEW Dark, which is a hell of a challenge. We join the confirmed shoot. LateNightGrin.com. Going to watch AEW Dark together. Yes, we know it actually aired 90 minutes ago. Watching it as a family, as we always do. So you can sign up over there. You can follow us on Twitter at Late Night Grin, at Jaychele Nicole for Jaychele, at King Motivator H for Oracle, at Bobby12 for Robert O'Neill, and I am Jack Joe Holbert. And in the meantime, folks, enjoy this outro. Speak soon.